Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Timothy B, and welcome back to the Just B Show. Let me ask you, how many men do you know that goes through struggles in life, that has pain that you can't see? Pretty sure it's a whole bunch of them, right? Well, today we're on here live with Mr. Brandon Ward to figure out what kind of struggles in life situation he has been through, and to find out more about his book, the pain of a man. Let me ask you. Can you hear me, B?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. But we got a little delay.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have on headphones.
Hold up, real quick.
All right, hold tight, y'all. Sit tight. We getting it popping. Struggles in life situation. Don't even trip. We're gonna edit this part out. The pain of a man. Let me ask you. Can you hear me, B?
I can hear you. I'm trying to figure out.
But we got a little delay. Yeah, that's why you gotta have on. You gotta put on headphones, B.
I got you. Let me close this down real quick. You good?
All right. You can go out and jump back in if you want to.
We back, baby. I'm sorry. My bad. Hey, COVID. We gotta iron out the kinks, man. I apologize, but thank you for having me, Tim. How's it going, brother?
Most definitely, man. It's going good. I'm just over here waiting on my coffee to finally get here, man. I've been waiting on coffee all day long. All day long. How your day been, bro?
It's been good, man. I've been up since 3 this morning, putting in work. So I was excited about this interview, so I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, man. That makes me feel good. I'm glad you're happy to be here, man. And oh, man. So let's get to it, man. You already know how we do it on the Just Be Show, man. It's an interview platform. It's an interview show. I ask you questions. You answer them. You're more than welcome to not answer them if you don't feel a suit. But I say answer them all, man. It ain't nothing ever that's not positive. Everything about this show is positive, brother. So if you're ready to get started, let's get started. Cool. Yeah. So to start off, man, tell us a little about who Brandon Ward is, man. Tell the people about who you are.
So first off, I'm a man of God. And when I say that because I wake up with a mission every day to help others, right? But I'm also a father and a husband. Those are my responsibilities. But I feel like my calling on this earth is to inspire others and to help others be better. So I'm a certified business coach. I'm also a certified life coach. And I'm also a CPR instructor. I do a few other things, but those are my main things. That's what I'm doing right now to take care of the family. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. That's creating my legacy.
Yeah, man. Big ups to you. That's real, y'all. Make sure y'all go follow him at I Am Brandon Ward. I believe it's on Facebook and also on Instagram. You got a Twitter or YouTube or anything?
Yeah, I got Twitter too. I use the Twitter, because the Twitter is linked into everything. So everything I post, it goes right there.
Nice, man. I'm gonna have to. I actually just upgraded my platform, so to speak, and added everything to Twitter. So yeah, man, Twitter's. I heard, Twitter be getting the buzz.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Twitter be getting the buzz for real, man.
So real quick, I'm gonna tell you. So how I use Twitter. So on Twitter for me, because I create a inspirational message every day. So when I created one of my books, I use all my inspirational messages that I created myself, and I put them also inside of a book. So you just create another product for your entrepreneurship.
Nice. Hey, and I'm sure you meet a whole bunch of people in the world, man. But let me ask you, who is the most important person in your life right now, and why is that?
Outside of myself, it's my wife. My wife is that's my rock. That's my right hand. She's my everything. Whether I'm going through a bad situation or a good situation, she's been there for me, and she's shown me that she's loyal, and I expect to give her the same respect back.
Oh man, that's love, man. Yo, big up, big shout out to Tiffany Ward. I know she out there watching like that's my baby. That's my baby. She actually just dropped a book or got an upcoming book as well.
Yeah, she did. She just actually released her journal. It's called the Manifest and Mommy's Journal. And what she did was the inspiration was behind that was being that we had hit COVID. We learned that our schedules were really getting really entangled. So we wanted to be able to separate our days. And it's just some skills that we use and some tactics that we use in order to stay on track. So that's how she stayed, being able to work from home and to still chase her dreams.
Yeah, man. Yo, I'm not giving a shout out to COVID, But I'm giving a shout out to Tiffany for sure, Mrs. Ward, for dropping her new book, y'all. Y'all
Yeah.
make sure, can they find it on Amazon?
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. Also, you can find it at a place for your vision. That's a placeforyourvision.com. That's our library as well. You can get copies from there.
Beautiful. That's y'all platform?
Yeah, that's our platform.
Oh, I ain't even know. I've been seeing it. I was like, I need to find out who this is. I need to get my book self-published or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, respect. That's real.
it's gonna. It's,
So
so that's another vision that we had. It's gonna help out other people's entrepreneurship as well.
nice, man. That's dope. I'm definitely have to check you guys out, man.
You on mute?
I can. It don't say I'm on mute. Okay.
You back? You back?
Oh, okay. That's part of that new mobile streaming through StreamYard. But it's okay, StreamYard. We still love you though.
Yeah,
But
you right.
look, brother, why did you choose to motivate others rather than just focus on yourself? Because I know it takes a lot. It's draining almost for us as motivators to go out and motivate the masses. So why'd you do that? What was your choice? What was your
So,
decision? What made that decision for you?
so going through my tragedy, and I'm pretty sure they'll learn more about my story as the interview goes on. But when I went through that time in my life, there was a time where I was just broken, where I just felt useless, and as a man, I lost everything, and as I lost my confidence, and for a person who's very confident and I'm very sure of myself and I work on myself all the time, the fact that I experienced that breakdown, I had to build myself back up. And the way I built myself back up was by listening to videos by like Les Brown. But I was listening to all the gurus, whether it was a Chinese guru, like it's a guy named Che Kung Chung Pak. And I mean, I listened to white ladies, Brian Brown. Like I went through my self-development stage. And when I went through my self-development stage and I found that power again, that love again, I just wanted to share all those ideas with everybody else because I felt like, as a black man, I witnessed many men not really know who themselves are. And I want to empower them so they can really get and step into their power and so they can really be themselves. Like we don't got to be like each other. You can be authentically yourself and create your path for yourself. And that's what I wanted people to do. I wanted people to know that they can just be themselves and then not just be themselves. I want to get them the strategies to be able to get to that point, but then I also want to give them the inspiration, and then I want to give them a way to, to leverage all of that and have a business. So it's like a whole wraparound. It goes all into my purpose.
Beautiful, man. I definitely feel you. And I mean, we talked. We met at the payback speaking program for the Clark County School District, and I was literally in that same spot that you just described. I was like, oh man, I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was having an issue with self love, and then I met you. I met John Kirk Kinsley, you know what I mean, and a few others that was there with us, and we were it was literally an environment of inspiration.
Right.
It was just a motivational environment, man, and we just grooved and was just, we just clicked.
Right.
And so I definitely feel where you came from, like I really do. But just so the audience can, well, we can deliver this awesome message to them and let them know what we talking about. I'm gonna ask questions that's gonna need you to be a little bit vulnerable and elaborate a little more, just so they can understand the true meaning of the book, The Pain of a Man.
I understand.
Cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Cool, man. So, what was the biggest letdown that you've had before in your entire life?
So my biggest letdown was chasing my first career. When I was younger, I wanted to be a baseball player. I just knew I was going to go pro. I didn't expect for adulthood to hit me. I didn't expect to experience the things that slow you down, the injuries, and the things like that. So by me not by me not accomplishing that dream, that was the biggest letdown because it was the first time that I have failed, and as something that I loved more than anything. And that was my first time I had to pick myself back up and find myself, because as a kid, if you think you're a baseball player all your life, you maneuver like a baseball player. And
Yeah.
and once I didn't make it, that was it. But right after that, I became a police officer. And when I became a police officer back when I was like 21, so that was like one of my biggest accomplishments. But being that I was immature, I didn't have any mentorship and guidance. I only did 2 years with 2.5 years Metro, and then I lost that career. So after experiencing a dream and then losing that dream, that was also a big letdown of mine.
Got you. I never knew that you was a police officer.
Yeah, brother, I was back in the
See, you learn you learn something new every day. Big
yeah.
shout out to my mom right now. She just found me deliver my coffee I've been waiting on.
Hey, what's up, mom? How's it going?
Hey, that Brandon said, "What's up, mama?"
Yeah,
She said hi. She can't wait to read your book too, man. She's very very supportive, man.
man, I
So,
appreciate that.
with that being said, I think you may have already answered this question, but I may be wrong. So, let's just take it there and see, man. What is a lesson of life that you had to learn the hard way? Because us men, bro, we are hard headed, hard headed. So, what was your lesson, man, that you had to learn the hard way?
So it was like a 5 year lesson because it was a strain of events. You know, when life happens, it's not just one event that happens, right? It's multiple events. It's the breakdown of everything that you love in your life. So when my daughter had got hit on Halloween, and then my wife and I we went through that depression. There was a lot of weaknesses that came along with that, and then that transpired into some more negative activity, which caused my wife to leave me, right? Because of like infidelity. When my wife left me, it was a wrap, man. It was like it broke down my complete um just my confidence. Like, I thought I was
Yeah,
pro. I thought I was bulletproof. I didn't think God was ever watching me. I thought I was getting away with all my dirt. And I ended up telling on myself, you know what I'm saying? Because when you deal with spirit, you'd be surprised when you gotta step to the mirror. And by me just expressing what I had expressed, I lost my family. And when I lost my family, I that's everything that I built my inspiration on was my family. So what to lose my family, that was the worst thing. So what it taught me loyalty, it taught me communication, it taught me discipline, it taught me how to love my wife. So it came with a bunch of lessons. So although I learned a bunch of lessons, I had to learn them all the hard way. And I just thank God that I was able to get out of that.
yeah, man. I definitely feel you, man. Before we move on, man, that was deep. Whew, that was deep. Before we move on, I'm just throw on a couple of these comments from some of the people that's watching. Shantae says, "I love that suggestion for Twitter."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. She's real big on marketing, man.
So I'm a
She
business
also,
coach.
oh, there you go. She also says, "That's what's up, man. That he loves his queen." Yes, most definitely. Another big shout out to Tiffany Ward. Y'all make sure y'all go and support the Wards. They
Yeah,
got a lot of books coming out. They dropping a lot of things, man. They always doing something positive. It's beautiful.
yeah.
Let me
Thank you.
see. Mike Ohm says, "I'm about to refund myself." What's that say? For
And
marketing?
he about to refine himself in Montana.
Oh yeah. That's dope. My bad, man. This doing it on the phone. This must be tripping, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Shantae says tragedy turns into purpose. For sure, for
Woo!
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dropping
definitely.
them gems.
And that's
Dropping them gems.
and that's what it's all about, because especially right now where we are at these times, a lot of people are experiencing tragedy, like whether it be financially, it be relationship wise, it just be people trying to deal with their family. This can be a tragedy for a lot of people, and a lot of people cannot get through tragedies. But I just want people to know that if you have a vision that your tragedy is going to help you become better, stronger, and help you find your purpose, you embrace the experience of going through it. You just embrace it.
You can
So
see me?
yeah, I can see you now. You good? And I kept talking. So
Okay, cool. Somebody called. That's all that matters. As long as we keep moving.
yeah, I
Somebody
kept.
called me though.
Yeah, we on it.
Yeah. By the way, y'all, this is the first time of me going live through my broadcasting platform through StreamYard. They just released a mobile friendly version. So now I'm realizing that if somebody call your phone while you using it, it's gonna shut you off. But it's beautiful that you kept going, man. It's all a part of the journey, like you told me right before we jumped on.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this.
they got a do not disturb option on your phone, so that you won't even get any notifications if you
Oh
set it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this user
Oh, I
man.
need to figure that out for sure. I definitely need to figure that out. But let me ask you this, man. What do you consider a wasted life?
Wasted. I would just say a person who gives up and who is no longer putting into this community, who's not putting any energy or putting any type of goodness into this world. I feel like when you don't find your purpose, or where you don't really find yourself, I feel like that's when you're wasting a life, because the influence that you can have on people in this world is tremendous. Like, you can really change people's life just off a 5-minute conversation. So to me, that's what a wasted life is: a person who has fallen down and they've given up, and they don't have no plans on getting things back on track.
Yes, yes, yes. And with that being said, I'm glad you answered it that way, brother. That's real. That's facts all the way across the board, y'all. We always tell y'all, you're not considered a failure. You only considered a failure if you stop trying.
Right.
Don't ever stop trying.
Right.
Just push. You fall forward.
Right.
Get up. You already got that momentum to keep pushing forward. Don't
Yeah.
ever stop.
My favorite motivational speaker, he says, if you fall down, make sure you fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And just remember that if you can look up,
Right.
get up.
Right. Most definitely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you done Black Lives Matter us out. You done hit the blackout on us. But I can hear you though.
You done Black Lives Mattered out. This thing all the way to went left to me, y'all. It's breaking my heart. We can do it like this. I ain't even tripping.
I can't see you, but I can hear you. I think you're just fine.
Yeah, as long as you can hear me, man, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, man. This was another big one that I was researching about. Normally I come up with my questions by myself, but this particular one, it just kind of hit home, man. What single change could you make to your life that would have the biggest impact?
The simple change that I could make, man, honestly, I'm making all the changes, brother. I mean, if it's gonna make me better, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to right now. The only thing that I can, oh, you know what? I got something for you. It would be to put together a team that with my same vision. If I can put together a team with my same vision, I wouldn't have to do all the work. I would have more hands on deck. It'd be more opportunities to network. So just to find another group of young entrepreneurs looking to inspire other people, that would take my life to the next level. Not just that, just finding somebody who's willing to help. Maybe it'd be somebody who just want to make the phone calls. Maybe it can be an assistant, just to take some of the weight off myself and just let me to continue to think creatively and continue to create the strategy and this plan and this system. By me doing that, man, honestly, that'll change my whole entire world, and that'll make a huge impact on this world as well.
Yeah, y'all heard it. Hey, man, since y'all heard me talk about Brandon Ward. Shantae Gibson. That's one of my idols. Brandon Ward. This one of my idols. and oh man, for sure. And I definitely appreciate you, man. But let me tell you, how do I put this thing on Do Not Disturb? Because let me tell you, when you put greatness in the same room, in the same spot, doing great things, the devil be on your head. 5 people done try to call me already. I ain't never had nobody else try to call me while I was doing my lives.
That's my message.
I'll turn it on. You got an iPhone? It's an iPhone. I need help.
What, y'all got that button on the side, don't you? Where you just hit the
okay, let me try to find it. Hold up.
Yeah, I think y'all got that. I remember when I was working with one company, man, I didn't even know I flipped that little switch. I had to go off. I mean, like 3 weeks without knowing. I'm like, what is wrong with my phone? I'm missing all kind of calls. he was like, yeah, just flip the little switch. I'm like, all right, yeah,
I ain't even know. Now I know. I never knew that. But I
yeah.
always been an Android user for all this time. So if y'all are watching, I do apologize. Bros, before I post it anywhere else, I'm gonna edit these little parts out so we can get it right. Cause Jesus Christ, they killing me, Smalls. They killing me.
It's all
They
good, bro.
killing me.
And I think it's
Yeah, it's
cool.
all
Yeah, I
good.
think it's good.
All right, let me see. They threw my whole little thing off. Let me see. Where's the biggest like that? Oh, here we go. Here we go. We back in there. We back in there. All right, man. Let's just keep going, man. This question, I mean, it's for everybody. Men and women both can kind of relate to this particular question. But I think a lot of times one of the biggest mistakes that we do as humans is instead of seeing an obstacle and going right through it, we kind of be like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe let me try to find a way around it instead of just going through it and go. I say a thing that says, um, grow through it. Wake up, and if you see an obstacle, don't go. Don't try to go around it because it's still gonna be there if you ever got to come back.
Yep.
Grow through it.
Exactly.
So, would you rather face your fears or forget that you even have them?
I'm a facial fear dude, bro. This shield ain't got like this for nothing. This shield came from facing a lot of fears and really breaking down who I was as a man. And I would honestly, you had touched on something because you had said the people, and you see this with a lot of people. You see a lot of people not chasing their dreams, honestly, because of a fear. And I go back to like when I was an athlete, like putting all those years in the little league and then high school and then college and then to not go pro. That's devastating for a person. Like that does something to you in your psyche where you put so many years and time into something and then you don't get it. And as an adult, you become conditioned to be like, I never want to experience that again. I remember as an athlete, I felt like I was chasing the clock. I felt like I need to hurry up and get drafted. If I don't get drafted by the time I'm 21, 22, I might as well just go ahead and let myself go. At the same
Right.
time, it's a time when you have people taking testosterone, taking steroids. So you have people in the game for 20, 25 years where now that the game has changed and now everybody on the same level, now you see a career for like 8 years, 10 years. So it's just what you were up against. So I'll say all of that to say that we have always been up against a system, right? Especially as a black man. Uh, you can be as good as you want to be, but if you don't have someone that's gonna, and this is before, not now, but before, if you didn't have anyone to give you that approval, and I would even say as a white man, if I wasn't getting that approval from a white man, then I didn't believe in myself. Even though I knew that the person who was in front of me, I was 5 times better, 10 times better, right? Even though I had somebody starting over me who could never even compete on my level. But it's not just like that on the field. We take that same mentality into everything. Same thing when I was a manager and I managed this company for 10 years. I reached my peak after 10 years. They weren't letting me get to a higher level. You know what I mean? So by them not letting me get to a higher level, they capped me. So all of my potential, everything that I could become, they took that from me because I had to stay, but I stayed there. But by the grace of God, they let me go. So now I get to, it's like releasing an anchor. Now I get to be free and I get to do me. I get to learn what I want, spend my time the way I want to. So that's what I say. Always face your fears. And another thing that if it was a fear from the past, just look at it as an obstacle now because those same barriers that were in front of us before, they're no longer there. Like the system that they're breaking down is the system that we went through mentally as well. And we also got to break down that system and we got to break through. Like right now, can't nobody stop you from nothing. It's either people gonna like what you put out or they're not gonna like what you put out. But if you believe you can sing, you can sing. If you believe you can be a poet, you can be a poet. You can believe you do comedy, you can do comedy. And you can put yourself out there every day. And it's up to the people to gravitate to you. It's up to you to market yourself. You no longer have to wait for no one to accept you and say, hey, get this guy a try. It's no longer there.
Right.
Just want to break that down real quick. I'm sorry. I think I went.
Oh, no. Hey, this is your show. I'm just the host. I am just a host, brother, and that's real, man. Always believe in yourself, y'all.
Yeah,
And I say this again and again and again, and I'm gonna continue to say it every single time. It starts with you.
yeah.
Yesterday, I was on a podcast, and I told, the way I explained it was, it's not about the reflection that you see when you look in the mirror. It's about the person that's looking in the mirror.
Mm,
It starts with you, because the reflection can get diluted.
hmm,
It can get blurred. If your
hmm.
mirror is dirty, it can still not appear to be yourself.
I like that.
So it's you. It's the person that's looking in the mirror, not the man in the mirror. You
Right,
see what I'm saying?
right.
Because it's still not. That's still yeah. It's a reflection. But if something is in front of that mirror, what if you got a dirty mirror?
Yeah,
Then you truly don't see yourself.
yeah.
So you guys,
That dirty mirror represents the distractions in life. Those are all the distractions that's constantly coming at you on
exactly,
a 4 hour basis. So you can compare yourself to somebody
exactly,
with a fake body, and you that's a smoking mirror.
exactly. And it took me a while to realize that, brother. It really did, because what made me think about it is I was doing my hair, all my little hair juice when I had hair, I cut it. All my hair juice is on the mirror and everything, and then I just stopped. Somebody had wrote something to me, and I stopped, and I'm looking at the mirror, and I was like, "Yo, that's not even me. It's not
Right,
about what you. We can't see ourselves, but we know ourselves.
right.
You see what I mean? So it starts in the mind, guys. It's all about the mental mindset. Everything that you eat, everything that you do, all of the energy that you take in, the people that you're around, all of these things come up to a snowball, and it manifests as who you are on the inside.
Yeah. You remember when
This is just flesh.
you remember when you was younger, and you remember that was the intention though. You remember we used to wear certain things so that we could get a perception of who we were, right? We didn't even want
Yep.
people to know who we were on the inside. Now that we're older, or now it's just maybe this may be the shift in the world, but we want people to know who we are for who we are on the inside, my heart,
Exactly.
mind, my actions that I'm putting into the world. But that's up to us to reflect that on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
Hey, and real quick, I
Exactly.
just want to go back on to fear real quick. On the other side, and this is cliche, but it's just the realest thing ever. On the other side of your fear is your success, is your blessing. Real talk. If you can just break through that fear, God got a blessing for you on the other side. And that's just how you got to look at it. And that's how it
Yeah.
is. And that's why you got that fear. It's an anxiety. You got that anxiety. It's like looking over a high building or riding on a roller coaster, right? You got that fear, but once you get through that fearful stage, you like, oh my God, this is the funnest ride ever. Like
Hey,
I'm happy I did it. Let's do it again, right? And that's how you have to face your fears, man. Like, there's gonna be a time where I feel like I'm gonna have to go jump out of plane just to get that euphoric feeling of really that fear and how to get through it, bro. But I've experienced so many fearful situations, even just being from the hood, that I feel like I'm built for this. Like, I'm built for this. There's nothing out there that can scare me to the point to where I'm not gonna face it. Like, it's me versus me. Real talk. It's me versus
real talk.
me. If I lose, then I'm coming back with a vengeance on the next one.
You
Guaranteed.
got to. You
Yeah.
got to.
Like you said, don't give up. I ain't giving up at nothing.
That's what I'm talking about, man. And that's why you one of my inspirations, bro. I'll be stalking your page. I'll be on it all the time. Every post, I'll be like,
That'd be
I
real
like
talk,
this.
baby. I appreciate
Okay, real talk. You got that real spit. No, that's real, man. And I mean, y'all heard the man. Y'all heard the man. And if you just coming on the show, this is my boy. It's one of my idols, y'all. It's Brandon Ward. You can follow him at I am Brandon Ward on pretty much every platform, as far as I know. He's a motivational speaker. He's a self-published author. He killing the game. We're in the Clark County School District's payback speaking program. That's where we met. When I met this man, I was still trying to find self, and I literally motivate on self-love,
Mm.
self-care, self-awareness. But I was motivating it, but I realized that I couldn't truly motivate people like that because I did not love me.
Oof.
I didn't love me. And then I met him. So with him and a couple of other our fellow motivational speakers, payback speakers, and just taking time for myself and just talking to myself. Now we out here, we doing our thing,
Yeah,
and
you growing
he's
every
able to
week.
come on my show, and I'm always on it, man, and that's love, man, and I definitely appreciate you. I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Well,
And with that,
let me
yeah,
add
go
to that
ahead, go
story
ahead.
before you move ahead, brother, because I want to tell you, because this I feel like this is just how God works, man. It's like divine order when you live in your purpose. Because although you were at that time in your life where you met me, and that's where I was when you met me, was I had been doing this for 3 years. You know, you can see where things aren't moving as fast. So I started getting discouraged, right? I started feeling like I'm coming out and I'm inspiring the children, and I feel good about that. But I'm like, I just I don't know if I'm making the impact that I want to make. And I remember you reached out to me, and then I saw you that day. And when I saw you that day, I remember just by you telling me, you was like, B, like, man, you inspired me. Like, I wanted to do this and I'm doing this. And you just shared your vulnerability and you was just open, brother. And, from brother to brother, we don't really do that much, right? We don't have that type of dialect. So by you having that type of dialect with me, I felt like God was just using you to let me know, like, you not looking at the big picture. Like, you just focused on these children and about your own personal success and your own personal fulfillment, but you don't realize what you're doing for other people. Like, you creating other leaders. Like, I've been on this leadership message, brother, for so long. Like, I was on leadership 2 years ago, telling people that if you was in that other the you know the demographic that's always talking bad about the millennials. Like, I was trying to point that out. Like, if you not trying to
Hmm.
uplift us, how we gonna learn? Like, you got a whole demographic of young men that's in their 30s, who majority of us, they didn't. We wasn't raised with our father, right? So that's a disconnect right there. So if you not inspiring and you're not leading us, then you just a disservice. And this is the reason why we in the situation that we in now, was because nobody stepped up and nobody was brave, and nobody wanted to be a leader. But also, when we did have a leader, they killed leaders. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of leaders. And then the people who was our leaders, like Bill Cosby, you find out he was a sexual predator. And then he just like, oh my God, like, we don't know we don't know who we can
Right.
follow. They always taint your reputation, right? As a black man, it's so much that you up against. So you just got to be focused about everything that's going on around you, and you must be a leader. So God was like, man, I'm using you to be a leader, to create more leaders, right? And that's it. And that's what I want.
Shit.
I just want a pack of leaders, right? A pack of lions, a pack of wolves. And it don't gotta just be men, it could be women. I just want a pack of leaders that's going around inspiring the world, changing the world, because man, these kids need us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not just the kids need us, but like, brother, I need you. And brother, you need me. Like, we need each other. We so much stronger together than we are separated and apart. We can be so much more inspirational. We can have such a more far reach. If I'm ever tired, you can fill in. If you ever tired, I can fill in, right?
Right.
That's what we need. We need to be able to rely on each other, to be able to scratch each other's back, brother, and to be able to pull each other out of the crab bucket. Because I think we got the point now to where we understand that that's where we can get to it, that it's possible, and we just got to put it together. See, I done ran off, man. I do this
No,
all
this
the
your
time,
show.
brother.
Yeah, do your thing, man. Hey, sometimes I forget it's about the people. I just be trying to give that knowledge. I never want to miss a topic. I never want to miss a point that I'm trying to put into the world.
Yeah,
Because like you said, like we all need to be leaders. Not just Brandon, not just myself, not just Kurt, not just Les Brown, not just, Eric Thomas. Like all of us gotta be it. Just
right.
imagine, y'all. Just imagine. Imagine if we were all leaders.
Yeah,
We talking about real positive power.
yeah,
You get That's untouchable.
yeah.
It's untouchable. Leadership comes from a whole nother realm of the world.
Right,
And I'm not trying to put us on any kind of pedestal. I'm trying to put us all on a pedestal.
right.
You know what I mean? Not just the two of us, man. Not just the two of us. Y'all, we gotta get up, get out, get loud, get positive, and let these people know. All the people in the world that's trying to be a disservice, that's trying to create that dis-ease. We got to get out there and shut it down. We got to get out there and be a voice and let them know, man. And yo, again and again, I'm gonna always congratulate you and give you much love, much respect. You have no, you talking right now, bro. I'm tearing up a little bit because I remember being in that spot. And
Yeah,
then when we talked before the show, and you told me like, yo, T man, I was in, it's crazy that, I inspired you because it made me realize, yo, this is bigger than you.
you're right. It
This
is.
is bigger than you. And it took exactly for me to find that exact thing out for me to keep going.
Yeah.
Bro, I was doing Just Be Speaks. Today is my year anniversary, as a matter of fact. That's
Congratulations.
crazy.
Congratulations. Yeah. Happy
Today is
anniversary.
my year anniversary from starting this motivational journey, brother.
Happy
And
anniversary.
having this talk with you, it just brings me back to that, but in a good way.
Right.
At first, I was in that dark spot, and I was in the dark spot trying to find a little bit of light through a little bitty hole, trying to find my way out, bro. And then I stepped out, and now I'm on the outside looking through that little bitty hole at that at the boy that was in there in that dark spot, bro. And it's beautiful, man. And
Right.
that was,
Right.
I thank you.
Yeah.
Just know that.
I thank
Just
you.
know that.
I said I thank God, man, because that day I'm telling you, I was in meditation complaining, and then God was like, "Boop," and I was like, "All right, that was like the juice I needed, bro. Let's go." Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, man. That's dope, man.
So yeah,
It's amazing because so many things can happen in life, bro. And y'all, if you're doing something, just keep doing it because you never know who you're helping. They
yeah,
may not ever tell you,
mm,
but just know if you're talking, somebody is listening.
yeah,
Somebody is listening. And the thing that I learned as well is you can talk to the same person, bing, 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 nonstop, and they never respond.
yeah,
But without you even knowing, without them even realizing it, they heard you.
yeah. You planted that seed, right?
Yeah, you planted that seed, and
Yeah,
after that, it's what you. I mean, all we can do as gardeners is plant the seed, plant
right.
the seed, throw a little water on it. Nature's gonna do the rest.
Yeah.
Nature's gonna do the rest, man.
Especially when you're dealing with a life message, it's a seed plant, right? Because like when you in it, you blind to everything that's going on in front of you. You need somebody on the outside to give you perspective. Once you get that vision to see that it's a world that's way bigger than the little world that you see, you have a more clear vision, and now you can start
Right.
life and starting to make differences, man. Hey, this and then so I wanted to go back. So you said that always push out your message. Like you never know who listening, but also just like you did, brother. I got to tell people that the lesson ain't with me. The lesson is with you because you listened to God. You showed up. You got there. Not only did you get there, you took the time to introduce yourself to me and to be vulnerable. By you being vulnerable, you don't even realize how many more people you inspire because now I'm in what you say, reach one. How you say it? What's your slogan?
Inspire one to inspire all.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly what it is. That's the prime example of that. And that's what you gotta so voice your opinion. What's his name that just did that song for Will Smith? Joyner Lucas. That song
Join the
blew.
Lucas.
Oh my God. It was amazing because it was like
Yes.
let me let my idol know that he my idol now before he died because you never know what your idol going to. Just think about it, right? This is your idol, and you don't know what your idol is battling personally. You never tell that person on how much they've impacted your life. Just that message alone will give that person enough desire to want to be here, to want to continue to go. But it's a lot of people that's taking their life right now, right? Because of
Yeah.
depression, because they feel like they don't have a value in life. They feel like they don't have a purpose here. And when you feel like you don't have a purpose here, just one person saying that, hey, you changed my life, bro, that can fuel a person for the rest of their life.
Yo, it fill me up every day, y'all. For real, for real. If you just joined again, y'all, it's the Just Speech Show. It's the pain of a man with my main man's over here, Brandon Ward. We do definitely thank you for watching and joining in. And if you are engaging, I see it. I'm just so scared to go over here and push the comments because again, the platform that I use, they just now released being able to do it mobile, being mobile friendly. So I will definitely respond to your comments. I'll see if Brandon want to respond to some of them when we get there. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. We definitely appreciate it. Um, Black folks, if y'all are watching, thank you. Just thank you for paying attention. Listen to what we're saying. We don't know everything, but we know enough We know the logics in life. That's all it is. Everything we're speaking is it's logic and it's a mindset. Brandon, let me ask you this, brother. You done got me all emotional, but I needed it. It's real, you know. 'Cause you know when as we're pouring out to people, as we empty out this water bottle. We somebody got to fill us back up,
Mm.
you know. And I definitely appreciate that from you, man. But I find myself when I'm by myself, man, I get in my thoughts. I'm indecisive. I overthink things. You know, sometimes I lose my logical way of thinking. But what do you think about when you're by yourself? Like, what kind of thoughts do you have?
All right. So I meditate, bro. So I pay attention to every thought that comes through my mind. There is no thought that slips through. And by me teaching myself that, I talk about that in my book. That's how I got through my depressed state, was being able to control my thoughts. But honestly, when I'm by myself, I'm honestly thinking about God, like God. And when I'm thinking about God, I'm thinking about me and God and my purpose with God. And God, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I falling behind? Is there what needs to be done? Uh, then I'm thinking about my family, right? Each person in my family, they have a specific need, and I need to know if I'm playing my role for each need in my family. Am I being a good husband? Am I being a good son? Am I being a good brother? I fall off on some things, right? And that, but the best thing is that I'm able to evaluate myself, and I'm able to address that. A lot of people have problems and they don't even know that they problems, right? They just
Yeah,
problem sitting there. Then your wife say something to you, you be like, I didn't even know I was doing that, baby. I'm conscious of everything, right? I just
yeah,
pay attention to her energy. If she not getting enough energy, I know I need to love on her more. So it's just paying attention. So that's all. I'm when I'm paying attention to my thoughts, I'm paying attention to my dreams, whatever God is trying to tell me. And I truly feel like that's my time, and that's my communication with God. I get all of my messages when I'm by myself and I'm quiet and I'm just listening and I'm just paying attention to my thought process, because whatever I'm thinking about is what's having the greatest impact in my life.
yeah, man. That's real. That's real, man. Yo, big shout out to you again, man. You know, this is a show where you get hyped up. You know, I'm your hype man the whole hour that we on here and forever after that.
Yeah.
If I forget to post some of your stuff, my bad. I'm getting to it. But this entire show is about people on the rise. Lately, we've been having a lot of black authors on the rise. Y'all heard us mention his book, The Pain of a Man, a few times, brother. Tell them about the books that's dropped. Tell them about The Pain of a Man. I know it's just dropped out. I mean, I know it just dropped. And
Yeah.
then tell them about what was the other one? The Manifestation Workbook.
It's the manifesting playbook. So let's talk about the pain of a man first, because the pain of a man that's my story. That's my pain. It's everything I went through. My coach tells me, she says that you got to get through your pain in order for you to get through your pain. So a lot of times when we go through something in life, we constantly tell that story. Like, this is what I went through. I went through this. I went through this. I went through this. Well, I didn't want to be stuck doing that. So what I did was I put it all in a book. And now, if you want that story, you can read my book. And then I'm gonna tell you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you about the lessons. Right? The story really don't matter. The story is just a setup. The lessons from the story is what you're going to get the value from me, because I'm just like every other man and I deal with things emotionally. A lot of men, they don't deal with life on an emotional standpoint, right? We mask a lot of feelings. Well,
Yeah,
I want men to understand what their feelings are, what that emotion is that they're going through, but also I want to teach men how to get through that. How sometimes it's just a thought. It's not even it's not even real. You thinking about the worst of the worst that don't even exist. So that was the inspiration behind the book. But then I also wanted people to realize that when you go through pain, there's a so like with ours, the main situation was the accident, right? That was the key time. That was the moment. And if I looked at that moment and I just observed that moment, I'm like, okay, was I safe going across the street? Did I react in time? Could have left later? Could have did something else different? Right? I would just be stuck in that moment. But I needed to really dig deep and to try to figure out, why did this happen, right? Instead of me asking God, like, God, why this happened to me? Well, God, what was the energy that would make this happen to me? I mean, did I deserve this to happen to me? And then why did it happen to my daughter? And that devastated me. But at that time, I wasn't living right. You know what I'm saying? Although I was doing stuff right, I wasn't living right. So I don't know how I was gonna get my karma. You just never know. And just going through that, man, it just taught me about the thought process. And when you go through something like that, man, your daughter is like fighting for her life every day, you really hate yourself. Like you just hate yourself. And when you hate yourself, you should hear the thoughts that you're telling yourself. Like this is where people hear the voice that says commit suicide. Or this is the voice where it tells people that I need to heal and I need to find help. Like it all comes from within in your mind, and you got to know how to communicate with that and dissect that message. Sometimes that's not a godly message, just depending on what your belief is. It can be devil, it can be evil, whatever you want to call it, but it's not a godly message. And you got to learn how to decipher through that message from truth and from fake.
Yeah, man, that's real. That's real, man. And you know what? I've been watching your journey at least for the last year or so, and man, it's unfortunate that that happened to your daughter. But man, I seen her progress, bro. She do a thing. She
Mhm.
do a thing, man. And I'm sure with having two beautiful, loving, and caring parents, man, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a blessing to have. Because I mean, just could you imagine if you and Tiffany wasn't about shit? Then what? So
Well,
man, God has His hand on you, boy.
well, check this out though, and that's the part of the book. They say that's where the book throws people a curveball, because you see Brazil get better, and then you see me be strong, but you never know that I'm weak on the inside. Like I'm breaking down within, and as I'm breaking down within, I'm I'm doing things that later are going to destroy my life, my relationship, right? And as I destroy my life and I destroy my relationship, now I got to pick up the pieces and I got to change. I got to get my lessons. I got to figure it all out. And it's just crazy, because and that's how you have to dissect the book, because although I was like, God, I ain't gonna get me through this, I'm gonna make it. Man, I was so psychologically tore up that I just needed to feel something different, right? I mean, I just needed I needed to feel like I was worth something, because that the accident took so much out of us. The tragedy took so much out of us that I didn't even realize that now that I was vulnerable, my weaknesses was gonna start being attacked. And now
Yeah,
and now my weaknesses are being attacked. I'm taking the bait, right? And now I'm putting myself in a vulnerable state and not even realizing that I'm destroying my future, right? I'm just destroying it. So I had to pick it up, bro. So it was just a thought process. Even those thoughts, right? When you think to do the wrong thing instead of doing the right thing, you got to know if it's a godly thought or if it's a not godly thought.
right. Yeah, that's the challenge.
Through the message, I'm like, thank God for the opportunity, but God, like, nah, I'm testing you, and you fell in the test. And in the way God works, you don't get immediately punished. The punishment comes at a later time. And bro, yeah,
Yeah, I can see it in you. I can trust me. I feel you, brother. I feel you, and I'm sure it's because we know each other. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But I feel you. Trust me. I've been through it. I've been through it. Well, I'm as soon as your book get here, man, and I did order your book. I'm always gonna support, man. I do want to read it, and guys, this is gonna actually be a 3 to 4 part interview. Today's the first one. This is just learning about who Brandon Ward is, who he is on the inside, himself, and then I'm gonna read his book, and I'm gonna really learn about the struggles, and then we gonna come on here and talk about the book.
right.
And then we gonna come on here again and talk about how I felt after I read the book. That's
Ah,
how we gonna do it, man. It's just a process of greatness that we go through, the pursuit to success.
right.
Man, you pretty much answered this next question, brother. But if you can give one thing, just one major thing, what would that be that gave you the strength to even be able to write the pain of a man?
All right. So the strength came from prayer. Real talk, brother. I mean, so I'm one of those people that, like, I truly believe that God does allow blessings to happen. But like I'm just like, God, don't block my blessing. Like, God, give me the inspiration to write this book. God, give me the ability to write this book. Like, let me tell my story, and then let me tell it truthfully. I don't want to, I don't want to say something and then I regret what I say. Like, let me be open about what the lesson was that you gave me. Just give me the power to write it, right? And then I started paying attention to how time started opening up, right? I started paying attention that I found ways to stimulate my mind to where I became more creative. I started paying attention that I had more time to write. Like I would at first it would be like I just want to write for 30 minutes today, or I just want to write for an hour today. But after a while, after I pray, I'm like, God, I need you to help me write this book, and I'm writing for 2 hours now, right? And then the kids taking a nap, they don't never take naps, and then I'm writing a whole nother hour. So time just started opening up, and blessings just started coming. The ability, my wife, like I said, that's my rock. She would give me my time. Another thing is I wake up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I got 3 or 4 hours to really grind without any interruptions. And I wasn't using no alarm clock. Like God was like, get up, go write the book. You wake up, I'm up, God. All right.
I was so wondering why you was up at 3 o'clock in the morning the other day. I was like, he just now takes back at 3:30.
Yes,
What the
sir.
heck? But I understand.
I'm
I
up.
definitely understand.
I'm up and my mind is my mind is in grind mode. And that's what I was. I was, I'm just in grind mode. So that's how I feel. I feel like God was my rock. I prayed to God. God gave me the strength to tell my story and be vulnerable with it. Because when you read the book, you're gonna be like, damn, I can't believe this dude just said this. Like, he really gonna just tell us this? Like, yeah, I read it, right? And I ain't got no shame in it. That's one thing I wanted. It's taking my power, right? As long as I got my power, like, a person can never ever bring up nothing about your past. You take control of your story. You tell your story.
Exactly.
But that was another thing. I was taking my strength back. I'm gonna tell my story. I'm gonna tell the truth. And this is what America is going through right now, right? When you start unveiling the onion, you better see truth. Because if you don't see no truth, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people that's mad, and we're gonna be facing a lot of truth. So I'm just like, let me be vulnerable, let me be honest as much as possible, and let's just get through it so I can move on and move forward with my vision and my, whatever my path got for me.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. Again, much blessings to you, brother. Blessings to you, man. You. The more and more I listen to you talk, the more and more you motivate me and inspire me, man. Because I go through the same things, man. A lot of the same things, and we'll elaborate probably on the next one or when we get off of here. We got about 8 more minutes, guys. Again, thank you for watching the Just Be Show. This is The Pain of a Man. It's a self-published book by my main man right here, Brandon Ward. Y'all make sure you go follow him at I am Brandon Ward on all the platforms. You will not be disappointed. He will fill you up. I promise you that he will fill you up, man. And with that being said, brother, we know you are my motivator. You, Kurt,
Mm.
Shantae, it's so many people, brother. But I mean, who motivates Brandon Ward?
Woo, man. So it started off with Brazil, my superhero.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, you know that. Then it go. It ain't no. Oh no. There's really no level. It's the kids first. They motivate me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If my wife, if I'm happy, she motivate me. If I ain't happy, man, she can demotivate me as well. But honestly, yeah. So those are my motivators. But when it comes to professional motivators, I look up to people like Eric Thomas. I'm part of Game Changers right now. That's his program. I'm able
Yeah,
to
yeah.
him. I'm able to get coached by his team and him. So he's a definitely a stable in my life. Then there's Les Brown. Les Brown, I'm gonna always have a love for him because when I went through my toughest moment, it was his voice that got me through it. And then other than that, man, I pray every day, brother. So I pray to my ancestors as well. So I truly believe that their sacrifice, their prayers, their struggles, I feel like I'm here and I got a purpose on life and I can't let them down. I feel like those are the shoulders I got to stand on. And I promise them that I will not let them down and I will lead his family better when I leave than it was, while I was here. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big up to Les Brown. He is a beast in his industry, y'all. He's a blessing to so many people. Eric Thomas, that's also one of my favorite motivational speakers as well. The boy is dope. He'd be like, yeah, y'all ready? Yeah, yeah.
Fired
I
up.
like Eric Thomas, babe. He be tearing it up. Y'all already know Shantae Gibson. Oh man, I'm gonna have to link you and Shantae up, man. I think I'm gonna get you on one of our panel discussions
Sure.
that we have. It's the series on the Just Be Show. It's called the Conversations of Greatness.
Okay.
It's dope, man. Yeah, it's dope. Um, and yo, I've heard Brazil's name and through all this whole entire interview. Brazil, if you are watching this, sweetheart, be proud of your dad. Be proud of him. Your dad is an amazing black man.
Thank you, brother.
He's a more. I'm sure he's more of an amazing father.
Thank you,
Everybody
brother.
go through hard times.
Thank you.
Everybody go through things, but I've never seen him stop pushing.
Yeah.
I've never seen him stop pushing, brother. So we pretty much coming to the end of this particular episode, brother. But as I do with everybody, one of you're a business coach, and I would say your main things is business coaching and motivational speaking, you know, being an inspiration to the mass. If you could give one or two things to the upcoming motivational speakers or business coaches as a point of advice, what would it be?
It would be to know that you are enough, right? It's like you a U-Haul. Think of a U-Haul. You big enough. You got all the possibilities, right, to fill it up with as much material and as much comfort and as much life as possible. But in order for you to really help people out and for you to be a service, to be your best self, you gotta fill yourself up. And when I say fill yourself up, you gotta fill yourself up with knowledge. You gotta fill yourself up with mentorship. You gotta fill yourself up with leadership. You gotta fill yourself up with discipline. You gotta have a plan. Like you have to become your best self. And the way you become your best self is to retain knowledge. Right? Every bit of knowledge is a skill set. It's a tool that you can use that you can not only use, but you can also teach people and you can give away. So fill up your truck, man. Fill it up as much as possible and then give it back to the world. Man, that's what I say. I said, give it back to the world. A lot of this is about that. I didn't get to promote that much, but you know, that's just a lot of that is about that, man. It's just being able to set your vision on what your purpose is. Another thing is having a vision, using that vision and creating a mission from it, right? How do I obtain that vision by doing these actions, right? But then you got to also decide what type of character you are, what type of character you have. Like when you define that, you live by that. And you use that character in everything that you do, whether you talking to your mom and your best friend, you in an interview, you with your buddies, whatever you do, playing a sport, you got to always perform according to that character, your values, your belief system. So that's my advice, man. I know those are more, but I just wrapped it all up in one.
It's all good, man. We gonna have at least two more segments, and we're gonna be able to keep pouring out this knowledge and these blessings to everybody, man. And personally, thank you from myself again, brother. Thank you from my Just Be Speaks motivational platform. Thank you from the Just Be Show, man. And most importantly, bro, thank you from me. Like
Thank you.
just me as a man. Thank you, bro. Like we definitely appreciate you, man. And everybody again, this is The Pain of a Man. This is a podcast. It's an episode for Brandon Ward and to talk about his book, The Pain of a Man. Reach out to him. You can buy it from him. You can go to Amazon and find it. You can get it on Kindle. Man, follow this man right here. He gonna give you that work. He gonna give you that work. And just always know that sometimes the things that you hear, it's not. I don't believe that it's not. I don't want to hear this. That's not something I want to hear. No, you just afraid to accept it.
Right.
You know, yeah, I was afraid to accept things. He was afraid to accept things, and then it just manifests as you get more vulnerable and open up your heart, and you will get that knowledge and those lessons and those blessings. And remember, it's about self love. Everything's it start with the mindset. The only obstacle that you go through is not in the world; it's in the mind. If you believe in your mind that you can't achieve it, you ain't gonna achieve it. But if you know in your mind that you're gonna get past it, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get past it. Thanks for being on the Just Be Show. Make sure you guys go follow me on everything the Just Be Show. Instagram is the.justbe.show. Facebook is the Just Be Show. YouTube is the Just Be Show. Twitter is the Just Be Show. Just make sure y'all go follow me, show me support on YouTube. Make sure you hit that little ping, turn on them notifications. We love y'all. And remember, inspire one to inspire all. Smile, laugh, and definitely motivate.
Yes, sir.
Yo, and most importantly, be better than yesterday. Thanks again, brother. I appreciate you. And we out, y'all. Love y'all.